I say this in all love and respect, and I know I said before that I wasn't going to say nothing else about Kanye, but I lied. You know, this new resurgence with the George Floyd shit has opened a can of worms, and I realized that we're in the time that they talked about in the Bible. It's good versus evil. We're in the last days. You know, they talk about the Antichrist, where he'll present himself as the person to unite us and the person to do things. And Kanye West is playing on the emotions of black people. He's playing for the need for us to have a leader. He's playing on the need for us to be free, the need for us to get equity. He's playing that. And he's playing on the emotions and the lack of knowledge of a lot of people. You know, and you gotta stop playing with black people. Stop playing with black people, yay. You know, a lot of people talking, oh, you ain't listen to the rest of the interview, you just focused on Joe. I listened to it, and it was what Kanye always do, is talk. He was talking. Kanye said he got $11 billion and he's still talking. Black people said the only problem we have is that we don't got finances. Man got $11 billion and he's still talking. Build what you say is missing, Kanye. You saying the Jews own the companies and they making money off us? Buy something black so that we can make money off us, Kanye. You went over there and brought a conservative white platform where only white people is on. Isaac Hayes Jr., the third, got his own platform. Did you invest in that, Kanye? You talk about the artists and what they talking about. Do you got any artists on your label? Up and coming artists like Russell and them that's talking about real shit? Are you pushing that narrative? Right? You saying that you Mike and you this and that and you the man and all this shit. You the Messiah. Then where's the promised land, Kanye? You playing on these people's emotions. Stop playing with my people. And I know it's not their fault. A lot of them are just looking for something to follow. They're ignoring the fact that you shit on us every time you can. Every time you don't need us, you shit on us. You want us to fight your battles against your white wife that you married. And now when it don't work for you, she's doing something with black people. She's doing something against the black man. Stop playing with us, Kanye. You know that we need something, so you're going to give us, and social media has created this shit where people have turned you into some sort of deity, some genius or some god, and you ain't never did nothing. Stop talking. That's all you do is talk. You get on these platforms all day and talk. $11 billion and you talking? Chicago is in dire straits, excuse me. Yay. I didn't mean to say your name. Yay. Chicago's in dire straits, yay. They need something. What have you built over there so them young boys ain't killing each other? What have you built with your 11? You don't gotta do nothing. But stop calling yourself a leader. Stop calling yourself devoid and all this shit and you ain't doing nothing. And you quote unquote the richest black man in history. And what did you do with that money for black people? You talk about BLM and they scamming black. We made you $11 billion. What you gave back to the community? They were supposed to change the whole black world with 80 million, but you got $11 billion and ain't doing nothing for the black community but complaining. Create what you say is missing, Kanye. Not yet. Excuse me again. Yay. Create what you said is missing. I felt like there was no civil rights organization that appealed to the culture. I co-founded Until Freedom. Yay. When I said boys is killing too much in our communities, I created Boycott Black Murder. Yay. I said, yo, I'm tired of academics and all these niggas, so I'm creating sit-downs with the stand-ups. I ain't got $1 billion. I ain't got $11 billion. I ain't got $1 million. But I ain't just talking, yay. You get up on this platform and you use your emotions and you capitalize on people's emotions and want to believe in some shit and you say a couple of good talking points. That shit sound good, but I don't want to hear it coming from you. You black people been saying all we need is resources. We don't got the money. We need to be financially stable. And y'all Messiah got $11 billion and ain't put nothing in the community. You went and bought Parler, a conservative website with only white people. It's probably 2 or 3 black people on there. You and a bunch of white people. You going over there talking about them. What are you doing for the community with this $11 billion, Jay, besides talking? Besides getting on every platform you can and talk. And you saying shit that ain't even real. You saying lies. You spreading lies. You capitalizing on the emotional and the will and the want for black people to believe in something. And I'm not mad at y'all. Y'all can get mad or whatever because you know you've exalted somebody who's done nothing but capitalize off your culture. to some level of hierarchy. I ain't even mad at you. Call me whatever you want. But know this, I'm outside. I risk my life and my freedom. I ain't got $11 billion. I ain't got the access Kanye do. A lot of us don't. But we ain't leading with this. So if you want to make me turn me into a liar, yay, go build a platform. Go build the shit that you say is missing. So nobody else can control our voice. So nobody else can make money off it. Go build it, yay. Go build it. You tired of they promoting this and that, go build the shit that you say is missing. Stop talking. Stop talking all day. Stop having emotional tirades that don't lead to nothing but talk. Right? You want to be a leader, then lead. Other than that, just get the fuck off of Instagram, man. Go just sit down. Sit down. You're in the way. You're distracting us. You got us having to talk about you. You got real dudes that's really been on this front line arguing and going back and forth arguing about you. We divided because you over here putting this bullshit out and ain't even doing nothing. Niggas is so blind that they can't see that you ain't doing nothing but talking. Stop talking, yay. Do something, yay. And now I'm going to proceed to debunk that bullshit documentary that Candace Owens just put out.
However, there was a ton of evidence that George Floyd consumed a toxic, lethal cocktail of fentanyl and methamphetamine.
My first thought was, who is this guy and what's his credibility? Seeing as they deliberately don't show it in that clip that they posted on the Daily Wire. Did a little Googling and turns out this is Dr. Ron Martinelli, a forensic criminologist and a certified medical investigator. I can guarantee you 90% of the people who watch this documentary turned their brains off when they saw that, but I kept looking. Turns out the one guy they got is a regular contributor to OAN along with Michael Knowles, OAN being a far-right pro-Trump news network. Also turns out the one guy they got has published an entire book called The Black Lives Matter Movement and the War on Police. Also, the fucking one guy they got happens to be the CEO of a consultation firm, whose literal fucking job it is to provide expert testimony in court in support of police officers. Also, the damn one guy they got happens to be wearing a thin blue line, Blue Lives Matter flag pin in the damn interview. And this is the shit y'all been hyping up.
Next slide, please. What's shown here?
So this is a further breakdown of what we see in our DUI methamphetamine cases. So the mean methamphetamine concentration in all of our DUI cases was 378 nanograms per milliliter of methamphetamine. The median was 240 nanograms per milliliter. And in the 5 to 20 nanogram per mil range, with 5 being our lowest limit of quantitation, we had 192 cases between 5 and 20 nanograms per milliliter, which is in that range that Mr. Floyd's methamphetamine was.
And does this graphic also show Mr. Floyd's level of 19 nanograms per milliliter?
Yes, it does. It shows on the bottom, and again, 94% of the DUI cases that we tested had methamphetamine concentrations in excess of 20 nanograms per milliliter.
So in essence, Mr. Floyd's level was within the bottom 5.9%, is that right?
Correct.
Next slide, please. What's shown here?
So this is just a further breakdown of what kind of methamphetamine concentrations we have observed in drivers in 2020. And again, other drugs may be present. But in this case, we had 196 cases between 5 and 20, 306 between 21 and 50, 399 between 50 and 100, 571 between 101 and 200, 1,010 between 201 and 500, 578 between 501 and 1,000, and then an additional 215 cases that methamphetamine was greater than 1,000 nanograms per milliliter.
So again, you had 215 cases where the number was greater than 1,000 nanograms per milliliter, is that right?
Correct.
And the biggest piece of the pie, the 30.9% of the cases were between 201 and 500 nanograms per milliliter. Is that right?
Yes.
So Mr. Floyd's level of 19 nanograms per milliliter, that was exceptionally low. Is that right?
In relationship to the DUI driving population, yes.
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Hennepin County's medical examiner doubling down Friday on his autopsy report, telling jurors the officer's actions led to George Floyd's death, not drugs or pre-existing conditions.
Mr. Floyd's use of fentanyl did not cause the subdual or neck restraint. His heart disease did not cause the subdual or the neck restraint.
Dr. Andrew Baker, the latest medical expert to take the stand for the prosecution.
There's no evidence to suggest he would have died that night, except for the interactions with law enforcement.
Mr. Floyd died from a low level of oxygen, and this caused damage to his brain.
This comes after several police officers testified against their own, reacting to the 9 minutes and 29 seconds Derek Chauvin had his knee on George Floyd's neck.
You want to use the least amount of force necessary?
I don't know what kind of improvised position that is. So that's not what we train.
All right. Yeah. Is by policy, it is not part of our training, and it is certainly not part of our ethics or our values.
This week, medical expert after expert drew this conclusion. George Floyd did not die because of drugs. George Floyd did not die because of drugs. George Floyd did not die because of drugs.
I believe the primary mechanism of death is asphyxia or low oxygen. There's no evidence to suggest he would have died that night, except for the interactions with law enforcement.
In my opinion, the law enforcement subdual restraint and the neck compression was just more than Mr. Floyd could take by virtue of those heart conditions.
One of the things that defense lawyer Eric Nelson was trying to do, and he's done it several times now, is from body cam video show that there are times, or at least one time, when Derek Chauvin's knee is not directly on George Floyd's neck. It undoubtedly searched every second, every frame of body cam video and everything else. And the one moment.
Would you agree that from the perspective of Officer King's body camera, it appears that Officer Chauvin's knee was more on Mr. Floyd's shoulder blade?
Yes.
The one moment. Where it does appear that Derek Chauvin's knee is not directly on George Floyd's neck is just before the paramedics come.
What the fuck?
Bro, you got him down, man. Let him breathe, at least, man. I can't breathe. I've been trying to help him.
Pause it right there. We can keep playing.
When I hold it down, I ain't back police car.
But it's inside your face.
Relax.
Man, I can't breathe my face. Just get up.
What do you want?
I can't breathe. Please, the knee in my neck. I can't breathe shit.
Bro, get up, get in the car, man.
I will.
Get up, get in the car.
I can't move.
I've been wiping the whole thing, man. Just get up, get in the car.
Mama.
Get up and get in the car right.
I can't.
They gave y'all the opportunity to get in, bro. I told you, you can't win.
My knee.
You can't win, man.
I'm through.
I know you're a nigga, you didn't listen.
I'm claustrophobic. My stomach hurts. My neck hurts. Everything hurts. There's water or something. Bleed. I can't breathe, officer.
Bro, that's so...
They gonna kill me, man.
He isn't handcuffed.
Bro, with your feet on his neck, man, you get off the boat. Yeah, that's raw right there with his feet on his neck.
Damn, bro, you just sitting your knee on his neck.
Yeah, you got your feet right on his neck, officer.
He ain't even resisting arrest.
You having fun?
I cannot breathe.
You just a grown, you're a tough guy. You're a tough guy, huh?
I love y'all ass
You're a
all
tough guy.
short.
You're not even resisting arrest, bro. Bro, but why you just sitting there? He ain't doing nothing now. Put him in the car.
How long y'all gotta hold him?
It ain't about drugs, bro. Y'all understand that, but you don't gotta have his hand in his neck, bro. He is human, bro. But I'm saying you could put him in the car. That's some bum ass shit. That's some bum ass shit, bro. That's some bum ass shit, bro. Y'all know what that is. You don't gotta sit there with your knee on his neck, bro. Bro, he ain't fine, bro. You circling like in a jiu-jitsu move, bro. You trapping his breathing right there, bro. Like, you don't think that what it is, bro? You don't think nobody understands that shit right there, bro? I trained at the academy, bro. That's some bullshit, bro. Right, that's bullshit, bro. That's bullshit, bro. You fucking stopping his breathing right there, bro.
Okay, he's talking.
He's talking. Bro, but you could get him off the ground. You being a bum right now. You could get him off the ground, bro. You could get him off the ground. You being a bum right now. He enjoying that. He enjoying that shit. He enjoying that shit. He a fucking bum, bro. He enjoying that shit right now, bro. You could have fucking put him in the car by now, bro. He's not resisting arrest or nothing.
Is he talking now?
You enjoying it. Look at you. Your body language explains it.
Look
you
at
fucking
him.
bum.
Bro, get the fuck off of him.
What? No, I already know
He's
that, bro.
looking,
I trained
he's
with
about
half
to
of these
knock
bum ass dudes
out.
at
What
the
the fuck
academy,
is
bro.
wrong?
You know. That's cool though, bro. You're a bum, bro. You're a bum for that. You're a bum for that, bro. You get mad. You just sitting there stopping his breathing right now.
Look at him. What the fuck?
Right now, bro.
Look at
bro.
Get the fuck off of him. What is wrong with y'all?
What the fuck?
What the fuck?
I'm not scared of you, bro.
You're a fucking pussy. I hope you know you're a pussy on God. I hope your ass
You could get him off the ground. You being a bum right now. You could get him off the ground, bro.
Donald Williams was one of the most vocal bystanders on the scene that day.
He had no feeling, he had no emotions. You know, you look in a man's eyes and you could tell a man who they are by looking them through their soul, and he had none.
He's not resisting arrest or nothing.
He knew what he was doing in a way, or he done it before. He just had no care.
I think for so many people, that just showed for them how it seemed like how little George Floyd's life mattered to Derek Chauvin and to the officers around. That what mattered more was instituting whatever version of law and order they felt was appropriate at the time.
Everyone was yelling, check his pulse, he can't breathe.
Check his pulse.
If Derek Chauvin had the knowledge that there was no pulse, he should have rolled him over immediately, started performing CPR immediately. That should have been it.
Them people that was around, they tried their best to do whatever they could, and the other cop stopped that.
Don't touch me. Don't touch me.
You're stopping people from helping.
My heart goes out to the witnesses that saw him while he was still moving on the ground. When I came outside, he was limp. And at this point, I'm standing with my hands on my head, just observing helplessly.
I think in many ways that crowd on the sideline represents America on the sideline watching that videotape. Like, stop. Why? He can't breathe. Can't you see that? Show him some humanity. And they didn't.
9 minutes and 29 seconds. It's not the same as an instant when a gun goes off.
Everybody watched him. I watched him murder this man. I watched his life come out of his body. Why? Because I watched this man murder another man that looked like me for no reason.
10-12, I did do a call back.